So you moved us from marketing to operations to collections, and your collections is not really massive. Now, when you get into the bookkeeping side and allocating expenses and all that, yeah.
Yeah,
Do y'all have an in-house bookkeeper?
we do.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Yep.
then you got your CPA that does your final taxes at the end. So that was the meat and potatoes pretty much of a company. There's a few things that we do as well, like yourself, that I think are really key. One is you talked about your communication, the follow up, and being prompt with your communication with those estimates. I have found that we've got a great little CRM system, and it text blasts our customer once we've got an estimate done and it's been emailed, and it'll text it as well. The
That's
other
awesome.
thing, when we are going out to site, it will tell them that we're en route. We hit a start button as well, which tracks internally when we actually start working on that job site. And then it cues the customer's attention again when we're finished. And then it automatically will send a link after it tells them we're finished. It sends them a link for a review. So it's capturing the review. If they're Google based, if they got a Gmail account, then it'll pull a Google review, which helps you on the search engine optimization. If it's not, then it'll ask them for a Facebook review, and hopefully they got a Facebook account. So communication, being prompt in that communication. And I don't think you can over communicate, because one of the biggest feedbacks has been, I love the text messages that I get knowing you guys are on the way. Because when we schedule it, it gives them a text. It just lets them know they didn't forget about me, and they're not having to do a follow-up call of, hey, are y'all still going to be showing up in the morning?
And that actually, I should have said that part of our process, because, typically we're calling and we're not coming for 3+ weeks to the job. So that Friday prior to that following week, that's another reminder call for that customer saying, hey, just letting you know, we're still on for Tuesday next week. Yeah. Our guys will arrive between 8:30 and 9:30. We always give them an hour window, because you never know what happens. We don't tell them in a specific time. Well, then that Tuesday morning, the installer calls and says, hey, I'm just letting you know I'm on the way. So those are other processes I probably should have dove into too.
What made you implement all of these processes? Is it something where you were just like, oh, right off the cuff, this is how we got to do it? Or did something spur you to implement these processes?
Customer issues with jobs.
Yes.
Every process we have today, I would say most of them, came about because of something that happened. And I could care less who did what, as long as it was ethical. And one thing I noticed when I first got here, everyone's playing traffic director. Well, he did this, she did this. It's like, I don't care. I could care less who did what. How do we make this to where it doesn't happen again? And found out there's flaws. Like, there was a lot of missing pieces to each process and procedure. So now when that happens, we add a new one. And I guarantee we'll continue to add more as new things pop up, as the world's ever changing.
So one of the best things I've found to push my business forward is, at the end of the week, we will ask the entire team, what is our issues? Tell us our issues, and we'll have an issues list. And then either with the team or with leadership, we will break those issues down and decide what is going to solve these, which brings us back to your implementation of your process at this point. The process will always, as you grow, start to change, because you'll be aware of incomplete process that you currently have as you grow.
Well, and I also bring it to our management team. Every Monday, we have a management meeting that consists of 7 of us to go through each department, anything they need to just get off their chest, anything they want to bring up. And we talk about wins, just everything. So it's like church. You got to be there, right?
Right.
Well, as I've grown as a person, I've learned to step away from the day-to-day and get out of my own way. I like to be involved. I like to feel more important than what I really am. Well, that's when really our company started growing, is me. My company does not need me in the sales or in the field. One, they'll never need me in the field. They need me. They don't. Trust me. If I'm installing floors, we're out of business in like a month. It's funny, like Donnie, like a couple months ago, he had to run out to a job and there was a big issue. And I'm like, hey, I'll go help you. He looks at me. He's like, nah, just stay here. Like, oh, thanks, man. But I truly, like, I don't run the company. Our team runs the company. And when you start getting in that mindset of allowing them to make real big decisions that just help all parties involved, not every idea came from me, and most of them haven't. I believe I'm the visionary. I'm always continuing to learn. And how do we make it better for not just our customers, but our team members too? What other benefits can we offer them that make us an appealing company that people really want to come work for and feel like they're at home. So really, like, I moved my office probably December. And now I'm at our showroom maybe an hour or two a week. And guess
Wow.
what? Still running without me.
Yeah, they're killing it.
And I'm working in the background on things.
Yeah. So I think, business owners that have businesses that's already graduated to that level, this is not an issue because you just start functioning that way. But as you start a business, this is one of my biggest issues in transitioning from owner operator to business owner, because I hung my identity on the company. The company, this is me. If the company sucks, then I felt like I sucked. If it excelled and had great reviews and was something to be prideful about, then I had a sense of pride from the quality that was produced. But as I started making that transition, because I started getting so bottlenecked and felt suffocated and started to dislike the business, when I started making that transition and letting other folks take the spotlight and give them, not micromanage, but give them the authority to run with their role, then at that point, I learned that I was a much better person and enjoyed life much more. And my identity no longer came from the success of the company. It came from the success of my employees, AKA team members. So there is a transition that takes place when you start a company from ground up, or in your case, where it was just struggling, and then you get to where you just empower other leaders within the company.
Well, and for ones that are solopreneurs or just getting off the ground and maybe have just themselves and one other person, there's no better time than now to put your core values in place, your mission.
Yes.
What do you truly want your vision? What do you want your life to look like? A lot of people don't know how to answer that. They don't know that. I used to want 20 stores. I wanted this one. I don't want that anymore. Our identity is in our backyard. Why people like to come work for us is because it is the small business feeling, but it also offers the benefits of a big company.
Yes.
And why not utilize your customer base to expand in different areas? Like our customer base, we're doing flooring in their house. Well, hello, now I have a kitchen and bath remodeling company.
Yeah.
We instantly have a pipeline of customers. Our next, I don't want to say yet, but we're working on another company that's going to work off the same identity of our customer base.
Yeah. Symbiotic. Yeah.
That makes sense. So now, and I already have most of the stuff in house to do it because I'm not going from flooring. Like there's a couple guys in town that do flooring and roofing.
Yeah.
It's two totally different customers.
Right.
Two totally different contractors, installers, mentalities. Like I see a lot of people, and we were one of them. We were doing rehabs for investors. There was no money for us in it. We sucked at it. We're doing everything from trying to do electrical when we probably shouldn't have been, plumbing. And I'm like, dude, we need to learn to say no and focus what we're good at with our good customer base. And when we learn that, all of a sudden, that's when 3 point something, I forgot the 1 year was like 3 million. And then last year we did just at 5.3, 5.2, 5.3. And our team is expecting to hit 6.5 this year.
That's
and
awesome,
just
man.
the flooring. Look, my goal is if we hit 6, man, I'm just ecstatic. But it's not just hopeful. There's measures behind it. We increased marketing and our marketing channels that work. So we increased the dollars there. We've targeted new accounts for us in the new home builder space. That one account could help us increase by about $250,000 annually. Wow. So there's not just slapping a number on the wall and saying, hey, we're going to hit it. We got to increase the leads. We got to increase accounts. So we reverse engineer what the number can really look like.